Owning a movie theater sounds like one of the most enjoyable businesses imaginable. Every weekend, crowds line up for blockbuster premieres, popcorn fills the air, and tickets seem to sell themselves. But here's the surprise almost nobody realizes. Movie theaters don't make most of their money from the tickets you buy. In fact, every sold-out screening can leave the theater with far less profit than you'd expect. Today, you're stepping into the owner's seat to uncover the real economics of owning a movie theater, from hidden revenue streams to relentless operating costs. If you could own any entertainment business, which one would you choose? Let's say you've finally made it. After years of building wealth, you decide to invest in something you've always loved. Instead of buying another office building or apartment complex, you purchase a movie theater. Maybe it's a modern multiplex with 12 screens. Maybe it's a historic cinema that's been entertaining families for generations. Either way, it feels like the perfect business. People love movies, new films release every week, and weekends are always busy, with hundreds of people buying tickets every day. Making money seems almost guaranteed. That's exactly what most people believe. But the reality starts changing before the first customer even walks through your doors. The first surprise is the purchase price. Buying a neighborhood movie theater could cost anywhere from a few $1,000,000 to tens of millions, depending on its location, size, and condition. A large multiplex inside a popular shopping center can cost significantly more, especially if it already attracts strong attendance throughout the year. At first glance, that might seem expensive. After all, you're buying a building with a few screens and some seats. Not quite. You're actually buying a complete entertainment operation. Every auditorium contains a massive digital projector worth tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. High-end surround sound systems fill every room. Giant screens must remain perfectly maintained. Luxury recliner seats, climate control systems, emergency exits, security cameras, fire protection equipment, ticketing software, and concession kitchens all become part of your investment. The property itself adds another layer. If you own the building, you're also responsible for the parking lot, the roof, exterior lighting, plumbing, electrical systems, and every square foot that keeps the business running. Unlike many other businesses, almost every part of a movie theater serves one purpose: creating an experience. That's what your customers are paying for. They could watch many films at home. They're choosing to visit your theater because the experience feels bigger, louder, and more memorable. Bills start arriving the moment the purchase is complete. Insurance covers thousands of visitors every week. Property taxes become your responsibility. Utility companies expect payment whether seats are full or empty. Payroll comes next. Managers oversee daily operations. Cashiers sell tickets. Concession workers prepare food. Projection technicians monitor equipment. Cleaning crews race between showings to prepare each auditorium before the next audience arrives. Security staff ensure everyone enjoys a safe visit. Even on slower weekdays, those employees still need to be paid. Another challenge follows soon after: keeping the theater modern. Technology changes faster than many people realize. Older projectors eventually need replacing. Sound systems require upgrades. Ticket kiosks become outdated. Customers expect reclining seats, cleaner auditoriums, better food, faster service, mobile ticketing, and premium viewing formats. If your theater stops improving, customers quickly notice, and they'll simply visit another cinema instead. Here's something many first-time owners underestimate. Your business depends almost entirely on movies you didn't create. You can build the nicest theater in town, hire the friendliest staff, serve the best popcorn, and keep every auditorium spotless. None of that matters if there aren't great films bringing people through the doors. Suddenly, you're relying on Hollywood studios to deliver products that attract customers to your business. That's a level of dependence many industries never experience. Competition adds even more pressure. You're not only competing against the theater across town, you're competing against streaming services, home theaters, video games, sporting events, concerts, and restaurants. Every form of entertainment is fighting for the same few hours of your customers' free time. That means your movie theater has to offer something people can't easily get at home: better sound, a larger screen, comfortable seating, fresh popcorn, a fun night out with friends and family. At the end of the day, you're not just selling movies, you're selling an experience. Finally, opening weekend arrives. The lobby fills with excited families. Teenagers gather around the arcade. The smell of buttery popcorn spreads through the building. Tickets are selling quickly. Lines stretch toward the concession stand. Every auditorium looks nearly full. From the outside, it feels like you've invested in one of the easiest businesses in the entertainment industry. But here's where everything changes. Those hundreds of ticket sales you're celebrating, most of that money isn't actually yours. That sounds impossible at first. After all, you're the one who owns the building. Your employees sold the tickets. Your theater is showing the movie. So why wouldn't you keep the money? The movie isn't your product. It's the studio's. When you agree to show a new film, you're entering a licensing agreement with the company that owns it. In exchange for the right to screen the movie, you share a large percentage of every ticket sold. During the first few weeks of a blockbuster release, the studio often receives the biggest portion of the ticket revenue, sometimes more than half. Every sold-out showing, in other words, might look incredibly successful, but a significant share of the money leaves your business almost immediately. Here's the myth most people believe. Movie theaters make money by selling tickets. Not really. Tickets bring people through the doors. The real profits often begin after they've walked inside. Think about the last time you went to the movies. Maybe you bought a large popcorn, a soft drink, some candy, perhaps even nachos or a hot dog. Those purchases might have cost nearly as much as the ticket itself. That's no accident. The concession stand is one of the most profitable parts of your entire business. A bucket of popcorn costs surprisingly little to make. The kernels, oil, seasoning, and packaging represent only a small fraction of the selling price. Soft drinks follow a similar pattern. Syrup, carbonated water, ice, and a cup cost very little compared to what customers pay at the register. Individually, those profits may seem small, but multiply them by hundreds of visitors every day, thousands every weekend, millions throughout the year, and popcorn stops being just a snack. It becomes one of the biggest reasons your theater stays in business. Premium experiences add another layer of income. Not every customer wants the standard auditorium anymore. Some are willing to pay extra for reclining leather seats. Others choose giant IMAX screens, Dolby Cinema, 3D presentations, or luxury VIP sections with table service. Each upgrade increases the average amount customers spend during a visit, and unlike ticket prices, many of those premium upgrades generate stronger profit margins for your theater. Membership programs create another reliable source of income. Many theaters now offer monthly subscriptions that allow members to watch multiple movies for a fixed fee. At first, that sounds like you're giving away tickets. There's a strategy behind it though. Subscribers visit more often. Frequent visitors buy more popcorn, more drinks, more candy. They also become loyal customers who are less likely to choose another theater. Loyalty has real financial value. Advertising creates another revenue stream most moviegoers never notice. Before every film begins, you've probably watched several commercials. Local businesses pay to appear on the big screen. National brands launch expensive marketing campaigns before major releases. Movie studios advertise upcoming films. Each of those advertisements generates additional income without selling a single extra ticket. Even your lobby can earn money. Companies rent space for promotional displays. Movie studios build giant character statues to attract attention. Brands sponsor special events, premieres, and seasonal promotions. Some theaters even rent auditoriums for birthday parties, private screenings, corporate presentations, gaming tournaments, or live broadcasts of concerts and sporting events. The screen doesn't always have to show movies. It simply needs to attract paying customers. By now, something important has become clear. You're no longer running a place that simply plays films. You're operating a hospitality business, a retail business, an event venue, an advertising platform, and an entertainment destination, all under one roof. Successful theater owners, for this reason, don't obsess over ticket sales alone. They focus on increasing the total amount each visitor spends from the moment they arrive until they leave. If you're enjoying uncovering the hidden economics behind businesses people think they already understand, consider subscribing. Every week we step inside another fascinating industry to reveal how it really makes money. Looking at your monthly reports, business seems healthy. The concession stand is performing well. Premium screenings are selling out. Membership numbers continue growing. Advertisers keep renewing their contracts. Everything appears to be moving in the right direction, until the operating expenses start catching up. That's when you discover why even busy movie theaters can struggle to stay profitable despite welcoming thousands of customers every single week. The operating expenses begin catching up. At first, they're easy to ignore. A utility bill arrives, then another, then a maintenance invoice. Before long, your accounting department is processing hundreds of payments every month, and you realize something almost every first-time theater owner misunderstands. A busy theater is an expensive theater. Every customer who walks through your doors creates more work, more cleaning, more electricity, more staff, more supplies, more maintenance. Success doesn't reduce your costs, it often increases them. Payroll is a good place to start. Running a movie theater requires far more people than most guests ever notice. Managers oversee daily operations, cashiers handle ticket sales, concession workers prepare food and drinks, ushers help customers find their seats, projection specialists monitor every screening, maintenance crews repair equipment. Cleaning teams rush into each auditorium the moment a movie ends, collecting trash, wiping cup holders, vacuuming floors, and preparing hundreds of seats before the next audience arrives. On busy weekends, this process repeats dozens of times, and everyone expects a paycheck whether the theater is packed or nearly empty. Electricity is next. A modern multiplex consumes an incredible amount of power. Digital projectors run for hours every day. Massive sound systems shake entire auditoriums. Air conditioning keeps thousands of guests comfortable during summer, while heating systems work non-stop in winter. Lobby lights, hallway displays, concession equipment, refrigerators, freezers, digital menu boards, ticket kiosks, elevators, and emergency lighting all remain operational from opening until long after the last movie finishes. Movie theaters depend on technology. Projectors require regular servicing. Sound systems need calibration. Seats break after years of constant use. Escalators stop working. Popcorn machines wear out. Ice makers fail. Air conditioning systems eventually need replacement. Even a single projector malfunction can cancel multiple screenings, forcing refunds while damaging your reputation. Customers rarely remember a perfect experience. They always remember a bad one. Maintenance, for that reason, isn't optional. It's part of protecting your business. Insurance creates another major expense. Thousands of people visit your theater every week. Someone could slip in the lobby. A child could get injured. Equipment could fail. Storms could damage the building. Fire could interrupt operations. Insurance protects you from those risks. But comprehensive coverage for a large entertainment venue isn't cheap. Licensing costs pile on beyond the movies themselves. Music played in the lobby often requires licensing agreements. Point-of-sale software needs subscriptions. Security systems require monitoring services. Online ticketing platforms charge fees. Payment processors take a percentage of every card transaction. Individually, these costs don't seem significant. Together, they quietly drain thousands of dollars every month. Here's another expense most people never think about: empty seats. Unlike a retail store, you can't sell yesterday's movie ticket tomorrow. Once a screening begins, every empty seat represents revenue that's gone forever. If a 300-seat auditorium only fills half its seats, you don't get another chance to sell the remaining 150. That opportunity disappears the moment the lights go down. It's one of the reasons theater owners constantly analyze attendance patterns, adjusting showtimes and movie schedules to maximize occupancy. Streaming is your biggest challenge of all. Years ago, movie theaters had very little competition. If someone wanted to see the latest blockbuster, they had one choice: they came to your theater. Today, that's no longer true. Streaming platforms invest billions in original content. Many movies arrive online only weeks after leaving theaters. Some skip cinemas altogether. Meanwhile, consumers have larger televisions, surround sound systems, comfortable couches, and unlimited entertainment available without leaving home. Suddenly, you're no longer competing only with the theater across town. You're competing with every living room in the country. Modern theaters have completely changed their strategy as a result. Instead of simply showing movies, they create experiences people can't easily recreate at home. Luxury reclining seats, premium large format screens, immersive sound systems, expanded food menus, alcohol service, private screening rooms, arcades, interactive events. Every improvement makes your theater more attractive, and every improvement also makes your operating costs even higher. Here's the biggest surprise of all. Many people assume movie theaters become rich whenever a blockbuster breaks box office records. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. A film may sell millions of dollars in tickets, but after sharing revenue with studios, paying employees, covering utilities, maintaining equipment, servicing debt, purchasing inventory, and handling countless operating expenses, the final profit can be far smaller than anyone outside the industry expects. Successful theater owners, for this reason, don't measure success by one hit movie. They focus on building a business that stays profitable between blockbusters, because once the credits roll, another challenge is already waiting. So after seeing both the revenue and the relentless expenses, one final question remains. Is owning a movie theater actually worth it? So, after everything you've discovered, would you still buy a movie theater? At the beginning of this journey, the answer probably felt obvious. You imagined sold-out premieres, long lines at the concession stand, and excited audiences filling every auditorium. A business that practically printed money every weekend. Now you know the reality. Owning a movie theater isn't just about showing films. It's about managing one of the most experience-driven businesses in the entertainment industry. Every decision affects whether customers come back, the cleanliness of the lobby, the comfort of the seats, the quality of the sound, the speed of the service. Even the temperature inside the auditorium can shape someone's opinion of your theater. Unlike many businesses, you only get one chance to impress each guest during every visit. If something goes wrong, they may choose to stay home next time. Successful theater owners obsess over details. For a simple reason, people rarely remember an average experience. They remember the exceptional ones. And they definitely remember the disappointing ones. Here's something even more important though. You're not really competing with streaming platforms. You're competing for people's free time. Think about it. On a Friday night, someone could watch a movie at your theater. Or they could stay home, go to a concert, watch a football game, visit a restaurant, play video games, go bowling. Every entertainment business is fighting for the exact same hours. That means your theater has to offer something that makes leaving the house feel worthwhile. The most successful owners understand this better than anyone. They don't simply sell movie tickets. They create memorable nights. Modern theaters, for this reason, continue investing in premium experiences. Luxury recliners make long movies more comfortable. IMAX and Dolby Cinema provide visuals and sound that most living rooms can't match. Expanded food menus turn a simple movie into a full evening out. Some theaters even serve complete meals directly to your seat. Others host classic movie nights, live sports broadcasts, gaming tournaments, concerts, or private events. Notice what's happening. The business is evolving. Years ago, theaters survived because they had exclusive access to new movies. Today, they succeed because they deliver an experience that can't easily be copied at home. That's a completely different business model, and it's one that requires constant innovation. Here's another lesson that applies far beyond the movie industry. Technology changes, consumer habits change, competition changes. Businesses that refuse to adapt eventually disappear. Those willing to evolve often discover entirely new opportunities. Movie theaters are a perfect example. Many owners once feared streaming would destroy the industry completely. Instead, the strongest companies began improving the experience rather than fighting the technology. Every visit started to feel more special, more comfortable, more immersive, more memorable. Great businesses survive exactly this way. They don't resist change, they use it as motivation to become better. Looking back, the biggest misconception about owning a movie theater becomes obvious. Most people think the business is about movies. It isn't. Movies simply bring customers through the front door. Everything else determines whether your business succeeds. Customer service, food quality, comfort, technology, cleanliness, marketing, community relationships, operational efficiency. Each piece matters, and missing just one of them can make the entire experience suffer. Running a theater, in the end, feels less like operating a cinema and more like managing a complete entertainment destination. Here's the surprising part. Some theater owners become extremely successful even without owning the biggest locations. Why? They understand their audience. They know what customers value, build loyalty, and encourage repeat visits. And over time, those loyal guests become the foundation of a stable business. That pattern holds true in almost every industry. Repeat customers are often worth more than constantly finding new ones. Was profits from ticket sales alone? Probably not. The margins are tighter than most people imagine, the operating costs are relentless, and competition never stops. But if you're passionate about creating experiences, adapting to changing trends, and building a business that brings people together, it can become an incredibly rewarding investment. At the end of the day, you're not simply selling seats inside a dark room. You're creating moments, first dates, family traditions, opening night excitement, children seeing their favorite characters on the big screen for the first time, friends laughing together, communities gathering for stories that people remember long after the credits finish rolling. And that's something no streaming service can completely replace. Owning a movie theater is about much more than showing films. It's about delivering unforgettable experiences while running a complex business behind the scenes. If you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe for more ownership economics documentaries, and tell me which expensive business or asset we should explore next.